So we've been talking about emotions here, and a lot of nonprofits don't really like talking about emotions. They want to be very staid, and professional and talk policy, or they want to go like hyperbolic in a really dramatic, direct mail campaign, and it's just, like crying kittens. So again, we're talking about middle of the road. We want to use emotions in an empowering, motivating way, and pulling people out of the stagnation that they may be feeling around a given issue. So some examples here are moving from fear through to hope, right? Obama, hope, that was his main slogan. And that's how he drew a lot of people in, his positivity, the idea that there's anger up here. Can anyone maybe speak to that? Like, what kind of anger are we talking about? Probably not rage, like smashing windows, but more.
That's the anger of injustice.
Injustice. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Right? So going from apathy that nothing really matters to actually becoming more passionate and outraged about a specific instance. And that, going from isolated activities through to solidarity and supporting one another and allies, as we were talking about earlier, mobilizing a community. That these things help to motivate us towards an action, and that's what we're doing as we move into the story of now. We're moving people towards something.
Today.
Now. Share this, because this is too important. There's a bill in the United States Senate that we need to pay attention to. Everyone, as a nation.
It's one of the most important pieces of legislation of our time.
It's a clean energy bill, and it's been a long time coming.
Tell your senators to vote for strong, clean energy legislation that cuts carbon pollution and creates jobs.
Good jobs that pay well.
Homegrown jobs that can't be outsourced.
A strong economy.
Clean air.
Solar power.
Wind power. A sustainable future for all of us.
Tweet that.
You can click the email to Senate link right in this player.
And flood the inboxes of your senators. It freaks them out. They don't even know how to use email, and they still someday. Now, the brilliant thing about this bill is that it won't increase the deficit.
Because it's paid for by the polluters.
Nice. Thank you.
Isn't it time they took some responsibility?
Everyone knows we have a dependence on foreign oil. Oil we buy from countries that don't share our values. That kill our soldiers. Countries that threaten our security and our integrity. It needs to stop.
It needs to stop.
We've been talking about it for decades. I know you're sick of it, but it's important.
The question isn't whether the jobs of the 21st century will be centered around clean, renewable energy.
The only question is, which country will be the leader in creating those new jobs and industries? Will it be America? Will it be us? Some people say there's still time to sit on their ass and wait. What are you waiting for?
While our oceans continue to acidify,
The economy continues to suffer.
Our climate continues to change.
Is it hot in here? Is anyone else feeling hot?
Is it weird if I did this? Are you friends? You friend up? Wait, stop. Or what? It's gonna take my hands.
There's a better way. If our senators stand up, use a cane if you need to, sir. We're going to be watching all you senators very closely.
We're watching, senators.
After all, we put you in the office. We'll turn this car right around. We'll take you out of the office. Go right to the principal's office.
this bill is an opportunity.
This bill is what we can do.
Do we have what it takes? Depends on what you do.
Please keep spreading this message and driving your friends to email their senators.
All those names you get on those emails that you don't know who they are, just like blast them.
Most importantly, you can click the email the Senate link right in the player and flood the inboxes of your senators. A comprehensive, clean energy bill for our country.
Visit thisisourmoment.org. We can do this.
There's on a Mac or whatever kind of computer.
You can change things right now. This is our moment.
So what were the emotions? What did you hear? Emotions,
Urgency.
urgency,
Laughter.
laughter, so humor. What else we use?
Nationalistic pride was also featured in there. Fear, guilt, or
Fear, pride. Yeah, what else?
But the power to be able to act as a citizen and do something about it.
Power, yeah, totally. Who is the we?
The country.
America, yeah, just exactly, right? Yeah, exactly. American pride, right? What kind of American? Who are we talking to?
Not Asian. They were black and white.
You know, and I mean, this is, you know, when you're in the States, you know, definitely different demographic.
People who watch movies and comedy channels and YouTube lolcats probably.
Yeah.
Right, so people who recognize the actors.
Actors, right? Did you notice there was no story of self? Can you wonder, maybe tell me why? Why would
The story's well known already.
well, actually, it's because they're celebrities. They don't need, we already trust them, right? Celebrities don't have to tell us their story because you know, all the magazines do that for us. We know them, we trust them, they sell us stuff, they do this all the time. And they use that capital. Many of us don't have that kind of capital to work on, so we need to build that trust. That's why we have a story of self. And so this process of going through for ourselves, you know, we can really see that, you know, they're being controversial. They're speaking to progressives, they're speaking to young people, you know, they're creating lines, you know, like, well, you know, if I'm from a country that produces oil that's in the war with the States, you know, like, I'm not in this group. I'm in the group of people, you know, who are emailing their senator because they're outraged about foreign oil. And so, you know, there's maybe a little bit of racism in there, you know, but, you know, this is an acceptable thing in the States right now, right? You know, like, so it's thinking about what you're working with in the States, who you are. If you are this American raw voice, then you get away with that, right? You work with that. That's actually part of your fodder. That's part of your emotional toolkit. So, you know, we can't afford to get a roster of celebrities, but we can start thinking about who these talking heads are that maybe sit on our board, it's a friend of a friend. You know, like, that's actually interesting just in terms of fodder when we think about who's doing telling the story. So, we're not going to go through this for lack of time. Thank you, everyone, we're just a little bit over. But you actually have this is your Wednesday morning homework to sit down and think about these moments, these urgent, strategic moments that are available to you and to your supporters. And the key is that your supporters, you know, you get them all riled up and it's like, oh, our values, you know, this big love-in, and if you don't give them something to do, then you've wasted an opportunity. And you need to identify those moments, these stories of now that you're stringing together to create a campaign. And this is what's important. You are identifying these different steps along the way where people will get to get involved and get to help and get to be part. But that's the engagement, that's the moment. You're not just asking them for money, they're not your ATM, they're actually part of the work. So, that's kind of you can get in touch with me, you can check out more resources, the New Organizing Institute. A lot of this training from tonight comes from the New Organizing Institute in the States. I highly recommend you check them out. Read the Heath Brother books, they're amazing in terms of giving you more tools to, you know, equip yourself as you tell these stories. There's lots of great firms, you know, we've got TechSoup, a great resource that can help us think about strategically using the tech. Lots of great consultants in this space, some of whom are in the room, so, you know, hang out, talk to one another, and most of all, talk to one another about who has helped you do this work effectively, because there's nothing worse than spending, you know, your marketing budget on using someone who doesn't work in your space and doesn't understand your goals. So really open up that conversation and be sure to talk about who is actually supporting